there, welcome back to my channel. So, we remain at Jang Seon's house. Let's start. Jang Seon's house is the most impressive property because we see an estate at the foot of a forested mountain consisting of 3 fully traditional houses and 2 additional modern buildings, but the modern ones never overshadows or outshine, not even for a second, the 3 gems. The traditional houses are typically Asian: stone foundation, wooden floors, wooden structures, and support columns made from actual tree trunks. The roof is remarkably large. It's like in a 1-to-1 proportion, meaning that the roof is as tall as the walls themselves, covered in gray tiles with very wide eaves meant to shelter the front porch from rain, which is actually stunning. The modern buildings are made of masonry or concrete with flat roofs, and they never exceed the height of the eaves or even half of the height of the traditional houses' roofs. Precisely, so the 3 traditional houses remain the stars of the estate. It's clear we're looking at a one-of-a-kind estate meant for a one-of-a-kind character, which is Jang Seon. Naturally, one of these 3 traditional houses is Jang Seon's office, where we discover a unique and utterly fabulous interior design. We're welcomed into the house through a hallway filled with wooden decorative elements, including the building's very structure, which becomes part of the decor. The window layouts are also integrated into aesthetic. Everything follows a rhythmic pattern, and it's exactly this repetition that makes the space feel so refined. The lighting is extremely warm and pleasant. So, to enter the actual office area, we pass through wooden sliding doors covered with white paper, which is very classic to Asian architecture. This white paper subtly opens up the mood in a space filled with wood, and once the office space is revealed, we're left in away at its beauty. We notice the thicker structural wood beams of the house than the finer wooden decorative elements. Even the windows are elegantly adorned with intricate detailing. The lighting fixtures and warm glow makes the room feel unique. There's a polished wooden floor, a large desk in the center with modern chairs on both sides, and the massive black leather chair especially for Jang Seon. Another standout feature is the fish tank in front of the window, invisible by day but glowing beautifully at night due to its lights. And I can say that fish tank actually is changing the mood of the room from the day and the night. All the wooden elements on these walls and windows feel like lace work, truly one of a kind. Another space we glimpse, aside from his office, is the small dining area where he usually eats with his wife. Although the room is narrow and quite small, the natural light enters magically, filling it with life. Can you remember what I said in the last episode? That in Jang Seon's house there was no life, even though there were many people, many decorative objects. Here in Jang Seon's house, we don't have that. We have only the house, only the small area, but it's filled with life. Now, whether it's due to the sunlight or Jang Seon's personality or his wife's gorgeous smile, that's for you to decide, but you definitely feel life from Jang Seon's house, atmosphere, estate, everything. We are also shown another house on the property, the one where Eunam and Hichol move in after their wedding. It's actually located in one of the modern buildings on Jang Seon estate. And here we see a minimalist clean air design, like white walls, wooden window frames, a wooden dining table, and one unique decorative panel behind the bed made of carved wood with integrated lighting. The decor shouts modesty and simplicity, but also youth. It's a perfect decor for a young married couple. Except from the house itself, what's most impressive in Jang Seon's estate, it's actually the landscape, the nature. Because from the terraces, he simply sits without anything around him and he just admires the nature. There are pure images torn from paradise. I mean, these images, you don't see them everywhere in every estate. They're simply magic. Well, even the area around his estate, it's all just heaven. And like I just mentioned, his garden, where he actually spends a lot of time there. He hosts the dinners there. We can see the relaxing atmosphere and the uniqueness of the space. So even though Jang Seon it's the villain in this whole drama, he actually orchestrated everything. He has a devil mind. He's not torn apart by his actions. It's like he owns his devilness. He is bad. He knows that he's bad. He knows what he's doing and he accepts it. He is not eaten by his own actions and thoughts. And that's what we can see in all the series. He is in a very relaxing vibe, and because he is like that, that's what makes him one of a kind. That's why this whole estate with these magnificent 3 traditional houses are unique. So he's a unique character. The houses are unique, especially for him. And like I said, when Jang Seon eats, whether it's in his Zen garden or whether it's in that small with his wife, the atmosphere is light and relaxed. Unlike in Jang Seon's house, where everything is stiff, overly formal, and emotionally repressed. Another thing is that we often see Jang Seon lounging in his home in his sweatpants, having a hoodie or even a sleeveless shirt. He's just being himself. He's just naturally. Even the way he swirls his wine glass is iconic, and the way he speaks plainly and truthfully reflects who he is. So he definitely owns his true character, and he is a strong character, opposed to Il-do, which is definitely the weakest. And exactly this, we saw it in that scene when Jang Seon hits Il-do on the head with that wooden plaque, causing him to bleed, because we can see Jang Seon is in control. He is not afraid of beating him because he didn't do what he was supposed to do to rise up on the hierarchy. And Il-do, in the moment that wipes his blood of the plaque, it actually screams, "Please have pity on me," which Jang Seon, you can see it in his eyes that for a moment he actually has pity for Il-do, because he's so weak that he can do anything right. Because in this series, Il-do actually can't do anything right. So yes, he's a very petty man. And the irony, I think that kind of sums it all up. The big irony in this series is in the last episodes, where we see Jang Seon's house empty without him when he was held by Dongju. We can see the house sad, dark, lifeless, like the house itself mourns its master or still waits for his master. And that's the image that we are shown, a sad house without Jang Seon. In contrast, we see Il-do's room after his death. The color returns. We see colorful pillows, changed lighting, decorative objects in the shelves behind the furniture, new lamps. It's like the room only came to life after Il-do's life ended. So how can you judge these characters? One is bad, but he owns it, and one doesn't know how actually he is, and he still doesn't own it. Okay, so that was it on Jang Seon's house.